this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vulturists. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse. Pull me like a ripcord.
I'm Sean.
I'm Jim.
I'm Roanne.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you both. And we're basically just going around, meeting some people, figuring out what you have done in the past, exercise-wise, today. So have either of you exercised?
I've run my whole life, run more than 40,000 miles in my life.
Really? You've actually calculated 40,000 miles?
Well, you know that over time it adds up. You know, when you get as old as I am, all you got to do is run 1,000 miles a year, 20 miles a week.
So you run 20 miles a week, every week?
Not every week. Sometimes I'm sick. So,
So when you're not sick, you're running?
I do a lot of running.
Okay, that's excellent. And when did you start running?
When? How old, you mean?
Yeah, how old were you?
I was in my early 20s.
What made you want to get into that originally?
I don't recall.
You were in college.
Yeah, well, I ran cross country in college one year. And I guess that got me started doing it.
And you just ended up loving it and just kept going with it the rest of your life?
It's been a habit I've done it all along, yeah.
Well, what I found is that habits themselves don't keep you going, but habits that end up giving positive results end up keeping you going. So what sort of positive results have you experienced because of your lifelong running of, did you say 40,000 miles? More than 40,000 miles.
Yeah, got to have some goals along the way. I don't run a lot of races because they're mostly always on Sunday, and I don't want to miss church. And so I'll run on races on other days, just so that I have a goal. So I ran a race on New Year's morning when it was 3 degrees.
Wow.
Took third in my age group, so it's the best I've ever done. So
that is awesome. Which run was that?
That was the rescue run in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And that's
It benefits the search and rescue.
That's with a titanium hip, that's what you said?
Yes, that's true.
Wow, that's fascinating. So what are the positive effects that you felt from running? What have you gotten from it?
I don't know, just being active.
Lower cholesterol.
There's a way to extend your life. And I enjoy it. The long, slow runs are a time when I can reflect and pray for friends and do that kind of stuff. And then the short runs are where they're pretty intense. You're focusing on improving your time and stuff. So
that makes sense. That completely makes sense. So it sounds like you run a lot. Have you done any other sort of exercise other than running?
My other passion is mountaineering. I've climbed all 54 Colorado's 14ers.
Wow.
I've climbed in the Pacific Northwest and glaciers in Canada. So I've been blessed to do exciting stuff.
Well, that is actually awesome. Okay, so you've done all 54 peaks.
That's right.
Do you have pictures of yourself at each one of them? Do you have
almost all of them?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He has a book out on them.
What's your book?
Book out on them.
What's your book out on them?
Well, I have a book that's sold out now. It's called Colorado Rocky Mountain Wide, all panoramic pictures of our mountains. But that book is no longer available. It's sold out.
So it's a collector's item.
It is.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. That's really neat.
Photography is what my career has been, that and filmmaking. So I'm blessed to have done what I love.
And any other kind of exercising other than hiking and running and going outside? And
I do push-ups.
Oh, push-ups. Okay.
Well, you like to do push-ups, right?
I love push-ups. Can you tell I like push-ups?
No, I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
You're hiding behind your sunglasses, so I can't tell.
That's true. It's very bright out. Would you like me to take them off?
That's fine.
Okay. So, how often do you do push-ups?
A couple times a week, usually.
Okay, so you don't do them every day?
I usually start amping up about, my birthday's in April, and I always want to do one for each year that I am in one set.
So you kind of followed the Jack LaLanne approach of doing something a little bit harder every single year
Well, I don't know what approach it is, but I've been challenged by my son. So,
Okay, okay. What do you mean by that? What's he done?
well, he just said, "Dad, that's kind of wimpy, just doing one push-up for each year you are." He says, "Why don't you try and do two?" So it gets harder every year. So
So a little bit of accountability from your son, and that pushes you to do a little bit more.
that's true.
Okay, excellent. Have you ever hurt yourself working out or doing any activity or exercise?
I don't think so. Nothing serious.
So what you said a hip replacement.
Yeah.
Where did that come
And
from?
I asked, my surgeon was in Colorado Springs, who did the surgery for a lot of Olympic athletes and things. And so I asked him, I said, running as much as I've done, is that what wore out my hip? And he said, no, most people who have hip surgeries are couch potatoes. He says, they have no muscle strength, or they had it and they don't do it anymore. So he says, athletes have much less of a problem with it than others. It's just,
Did he make any sort of guess as to why you had a bad hip?
if he had a guess, he didn't tell me.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So when did you get that replaced?
I had that done 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
So was this last New Year's the first marathon that you'd done since then?
Yeah, it was a 10K, not a marathon.
Oh, okay.
And that's the first race I've done, but I've run since then.
In preparation, obviously, for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So what would you tell people that get some sort of thing like a hip replacement, and they're probably thinking, well, now I can't work out, I can't exercise anymore. What would you tell to those people?
The most important thing from my point of view for recovery is that you really do the physical therapy. Don't skip on what they tell you to do.
So you had to do physical therapy afterwards?
Yes,
Did you do pre-physical therapy or just after?
just afterwards.
And how long was that process?
It starts off pretty intense where you're doing it several times a week, and then it tapers off, and then I just continued doing them for, I don't know how long I was doing the exercises. I can't remember how long, several months. And
You're supposed to keep doing it afterwards at
I
home, right?
started hiking and walking and running again. So
Okay.
The doctor told him originally that he should never run again.
Yeah, and that's not very good stuff, is it, when a doctor says it?
No, not for him. But after a year or 2 years, he did say, "Go ahead."
well, after my first year checkup, he cleared me to run again. Before that, he said to swim. Well, we live way out east, and I'd have to drive an hour and a half to go swimming someplace, so that didn't work.
That makes sense.
So I started walking right away, got up to walking 4 or 5 miles a day, and then as soon as he cleared me to run, I started running.
So do you think that the reason that he said that was because he's used to working with all these people that were inactive ultimately beforehand, and a lot of times they couldn't end up running after a hip replacement?
Well, I think that those people are ones who never ran.
Right.
Yeah. So, but there are some people who kind of give up, you know, when you get to be my age, it's easy to quit.
I agree with that. Now, it may surprise you, but at the age of 16, I had a doctor tell me that I would never lift anything over 20 pounds again. I shouldn't run, jump, or do anything like that, and that no matter what I did, I'd be in a wheelchair at the age of 30. So I know exactly what that feels like, and the truth is I don't think he was wrong. It's just I don't think the industry knew how to handle my situation.
Well, good for you. I'm glad to see you're active again.
Thank you very much, and I was very glad to talk with you about that. Do you have anything else to share to anyone?
No, have a good day.
Thanks, you as well. Appreciate it.
Okay.
This was a fantastic result, talking to all the people in Littleton, Colorado, downtown Littleton more specifically, but a beautiful area, beautiful city, beautiful state on a beautiful day. This is Sean Ruins Fitness, signing out.